Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Demetra, and today I'm very excited to introduce you to one of Mauve's very important and long-time partners, William Russell. William Russell is an award-winning independent provider of international insurance for expats and their families. It was established in 1992, which is an incredible achievement to be in business for so many years. Mauve Group has been working with William Russell for over 20 years now, and our business relationship continues to flourish. We've never before introduced one of Mauve's partners on our channel, so of course we had to kick it off with a company that we absolutely trust and that we love working with. I spoke with Duncan Craig, William Russell's customer loyalty manager, and he answered all of the very important questions that businesses, their workers, and their families would want to know when it comes to international insurance. We discussed things like the scope of cover, the benefits to workers and their families, the claims process, and more. Now, because I didn't want to keep Duncan for too long, we've also created a profile of William Russell over on Mauve's website, where Duncan was generous enough to answer even more questions on their services. So after you watch my conversation with him, make sure to go check that out. I'll leave a link down below. Now, let me jump straight into my conversation with Duncan.
Thank you for your time today, Demetra. My name's Duncan Craig. I'm the Customer Loyalty Manager for William Russell, which in essence means I look after everything once a client has joined, ensuring that they want to stay with us for as long as possible. And that is from an individual with a very small life policy up to the biggest corporate plan that we have. So it comes as another thing. So it's ensuring customer quality, ensuring customer service, making sure that any issues are smoothed out, and really then making sure that all the staff are happy and are speaking to the clients as we should and doing our absolute best.
Great. And how long have you been with William Russell? How long have you worked for them?
I've been here now for 3.5 years,
Right.
But by William Russell standards, that makes me a newbie still,
Right.
as we do have quite a few people in the company that have been with us for 20 plus years. So
Wow.
3.5 years still makes me relatively new.
Right. That's great. That's great to hear. And Mauve is sort of similar in that sense. So Mauve and William Russell have had a relationship for a long time now. We've been in business for 25 years, and I believe William Russell has been our partner for most of that time. I think over 20 years. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. So firstly, congratulations. 25 years by any business these days is a long time.
Yes.
Yes, we can track contact and contracts with William Russell and Mauve going back to 1999. So possibly not that far after Mauve started, we began to cover some members initially for health insurance, and it's been in place since then with no break, which is great.
Yeah, it is great. And, as you said, it's been such a long time. How do you think that it's worked for so many years, and how does it continue to work?
I think it's relatively simple. I think both companies are run by individuals who still own and are active in the company. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a great synergy between the ownership and how William Russell owns and with Mauve. I also think it's quite simple. It's communications and it's relationships. So we're very used to knowing everybody in Mauve individually that we deal with.
Yeah.
So, although we know you as a large corporate client, we also know you as a client that has a number of other individuals with us. And it's always just worked very well because it's done between named people. Nobody is a number. Everybody is always treated as an individual. Right. And I think there's a lot of, interpersonal contacts between the people at Mauve and the people at William Russell that make it work.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And, I haven't been with the company for a long time, about 3 years myself. And when I was introduced to William Russell through my colleagues, it was all about, names, faces. You could tell that the relationship is, quite personal. Right, so tell me, over the past 20 plus years, how has the scope of cover that William Russell provides to Mauve, how has that changed?
It's grown fairly much again, there's a synergy here. It's grown in the same way as the companies have. It's grown organically. So it's gone from a small series of individual contracts with key members of Mauve, and as Mauve has grown, it's developed into a company basis. Then it's kind of almost subdivided into certain offices who have slightly different requirements from other offices. Right. So we have different types of contracts, although we have named people with each. Then it's just kind of grown, and I think a lot of it is because it's flexible. I mean, you have some people that may only be there for a few months on contract and off. So kind of being on a monthly basis means that, all you need to do is give us a name and a date of birth of person. They're covered from that moment. And then the moment they're no longer contracted or that they want to go to an individual policy, that goes as well.
Yeah.
The flexibility is just key. We try and make it as easy as possible. So, again, it's all about just that level of trust, of just being able to give us names and addresses of people, and then the assurance that that person's on cover from the moment you've given us those details.
Yeah, exactly. And Mauve is all about, it's probably one of the reasons we love working with William Russell is because we like to give our workers that flexibility, and, to have a partner who's able to work with us on that same level is really important. So as you said, flexibility is one of the great benefits. What else would you say is a good benefit to, the Mauve workers that we have and their affiliates?
I think the one of the key things, and the reason it is so simple, is that everybody on the medical plan is covered without any pre-existing conditions excluded. So, and as an individual, you wouldn't be able to get that, but obviously the individuals dealing with you through Mauve then benefit from Mauve as a corporate entity. Right. Who's able to place business without medical restrictions. So somebody then contracting through Mauve has a massive added enhancement in that they're now treated as a corporate. They have the benefits of being run through a corporate entity whilst they still may be an individual. It just gives them that flexibility on underwriting, which means all your pre-existing conditions are covered, but flexibility of you can come on off and off the contract. And also, you're looking at benefits on the plan that you wouldn't qualified for as an individual or a smaller group. Right. So the Mauve corporate part to it gives those smaller parts massive buying power that they wouldn't get otherwise. Yeah,
no, that's great. And I think one of the most important questions that people would ask when it comes to insurance and the whole thing is, what's the process? First of all, what's the process of a Mauve worker that wants to make a claim, and what's the sort of feedback that you've gotten from people on that?
It's a really good question, and I think from the purposes of insurance, it's outside of the benefits that you have. It's the question that everybody should ask. Yeah. What's going to happen at the point that something's gone wrong? Yeah. So we make the process as simple as possible. So the member can either choose to just pay and claim their own claim if it's minor, send us the bill and then we'll refund the money. It's as simple as that. If it's going to be a bit more complex, they tend to contact us. We'll then take over from there. So if they know they need a procedure, if they know it's an emergency, we then contact the medical clinic, the hospital, the doctor. All of those will take over. So from that point of view, the member then has no concerns. Their only concern is to get better. Right. Because they know the claim is going to be paid, which we do behind the scenes with the provider, so there's no cash involved anymore. The whole process is done between us and that, and the whole point is to take pressure off of people. I mean, we all have insurance policies that we don't want to use, but medical insurance above all else is very emotive because you use it at a time that you're most vulnerable, and you want to ensure that the person picking up the phone the other end treats you as an individual, and B, takes that pressure off you at that time, so you have no financial burden, but also you have access to your own choice of hospital and consultant, which means that the member is in charge of their own healthcare journey. If they want a specific consultant at a specific hospital, then we absolutely give free rein to that and just say, look, you just tell us, we'll speak to them and we'll take that. So the whole claims journey is really how it comes out. We have a great FIFO score of 4.4 on the website. So we know that members actually do appreciate that kind of personal interaction.
Right.
And again, it's all about never treating a person as a number.
Yeah, exactly. And we have the same sort of values here at Mauve that, we take everything case by case, and every person we look at as a sort of separate project, if you will, because everybody's circumstances are different. And would you say that you've seen an increase in claims over the past year, given what's going on?
There's a strange void at the moment of claims. What happened initially with COVID was that everybody was afraid to leave the house, so right. we didn't get any claims. Now what's happening is that there's two things. One, people are, to some degree and in some locations, are able to travel and make those kind of routine claims, which is great for us. The concern for us is that people have been holding back on claims that that may cause a condition to worsen, or that we could be working with. So it has been slower. It's started to pick up, and it will return to normal levels, but it's never gone down to zero. Unfortunately, people still fall off curbs, walk into things, so you still see a lot of those accident and emergency things. What has slowed down by COVID is those kind of routine things where you would go to the doctor, but you just haven't.
Right.
So some slow down, but it will return to normal levels. And we have seen a number of COVID cases, and fortunately we haven't had any sort of bad feedback on any of those, because medical providers have very quickly and expertly worked out how to treat COVID patients differently and safely.
Right. Yeah, no, that's great to hear. That's really interesting, because you sort of think you'd think that maybe they would increase. Some people would think no, they would have definitely increased throughout the past year. But it's interesting to see, sort of initially they've fallen, then you've had a sort of as you explained, some people that should have gone to the doctor that didn't, so that's causing a sort of maybe it hasn't happened yet, but in the next few years, you might see those people who will start claiming for things that they didn't get treated during this past year that they should have.
I think there's the concern from our perspective and from the members' perspective is if you have a larger illness that you haven't been able to react as quickly as you would to go and see a doctor about a new illness. And of course, with any illness, what you want to do is you want to get the cause and the treatment identified as early as possible. So our fear for members is that some of them might well have just said, well, look, I want to be safe, so I won't contact the doctor in any circumstances. I mean, we say above all else, now, if you are going to be safe in the environment, then you should still get that check. If you have something that you think, don't be afraid to go to the doctor, don't be afraid to ask before as well, what precautions are in place. We all now know about wearing face masks, not touching things. So we hope that people are going to still, refer to their doctors about those more potentially serious illnesses or illnesses they want to start getting treated much, much earlier.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I know that there's a lot more that you could tell me, and I'm gonna make sure that I leave either your contact details or anybody else from your company, so people, who people are interested to find out more, they can have a look at your website. They can reach out to us. Obviously, we've had such a long relationship with you guys, so we know everything that has to do with what you offer and what a great partner you've been all these years. So thank you for taking the time to speak to me, and hopefully maybe in a year's time we'll do this again. You can give me an update, you can let me know how everything's changed a year on.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope we do it this time next year and we talk about what used to happen under COVID.
Exactly, and things are more positive by then.
Great stuff. Thank you, Demetra.
Great, thanks Duncan. Take care.
Take care.
A big thank you to Duncan for taking the time to speak with me. And as I said earlier, you can find more of your questions answered on our website in the William Russell profile, and I'll have that link down below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay safe and take care.